who's really going to get the most out of a built-in double-wall oven, and who would be better off putting that money toward a separate range or a high-end countertop model? If you're trying to decide whether the ZLINE 30-inch professional double-wall oven is worth the price tag for everyday cooking, you're not alone. The hesitation usually comes from three places: the fear of committing to a permanent, cabinet-integrated appliance, worries that the convection tech might be overkill for simple meals, and the concern that a professional label could hide hidden trade-offs that only restaurant kitchens need. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's start with the kitchen layout question. This oven is designed to slide into a 30-inch cabinet opening, so you need a built-in space that's already set aside. If you're in a small rental or a kitchen where you'd rather keep appliances freestanding, this model becomes a hassle. You'd have to do a full remodel just to make it work. On the flip side, if you already have a dedicated double oven cavity or you're in the middle of a kitchen upgrade, the seamless black stainless finish can really elevate the look, turning what might be a clunky appliance into a design feature. Now, about everyday cooking versus professional use. The upper oven boasts true convection with multiple modes, while the lower oven sticks to classic bake, broil, and a warming setting. For most families, the lower oven alone covers the bulk of daily needs: casseroles, sheet pan dinners, and weekend roasts. The upper convection oven shines when you're trying to pull off multiple dishes at once. Think a holiday turkey in the lower oven and a batch of biscuits or a tray of roasted vegetables in the upper compartment. The convection fan circulates heat evenly, so you can stack pans without worrying about the one on the bottom ending up undercooked. That's a practical strength you'll notice the first time you try to bake 2 trays of cookies at once. A feature that often trips people up is the temperature probe. It's a metal stick that you insert into meat, and the oven will shut off or alert you when it hits the set temperature. In real life, that means you can start a roast early in the day, walk away, and trust the probe to stop the cooking cycle when it reaches, say, 145°F for medium rare. For busy households, that safety net can reduce the "I think I left it on too long" anxiety. However, the probe is only available on the upper convection oven, so you can't use it for a large brisket in the lower oven without moving it partway through cooking, which some people find inconvenient. Another practical element is the 2 telescoping racks. They slide in and out smoothly, which makes loading heavy trays easier, especially when the oven is fully heated. The lower rack extends farther, giving you room for deeper pans. That said, the racks are standard stainless steel and don't have the non-stick coating you sometimes see on higher-end models, so you still need to use parchment or silicone mats to keep sticky dishes from sliding. One of the more niche features is Sabbath mode. For households that observe the Sabbath, this mode disables the typical electronic signals, allowing the oven to stay on a preset temperature without displaying timers or flashing lights. If you don't need that, it's essentially a hidden button that won't affect your experience. Now, let's talk about the real-world downsides. First, the self-clean cycle is a standard high-heat bake that can reach upwards of 900°F. While that will turn most spills to ash, it also means you need to make sure nothing flammable like a loose silicone mat or a paper towel gets left inside. The cycle can also run for several hours, which could push your home's energy usage higher than you expect during a busy week. Second, because the oven is built-in, any repair work means opening up the cabinet, which can be messy and more expensive than swapping out a freestanding unit. If you're the type who likes to tinker or swap appliances seasonally, that's a trade-off. What about value for money? The price sits in the upper mid-range for double-wall ovens, but you're paying for the combination of a true convection upper chamber, a temperature probe, and that sleek black stainless look. If you compare it to a separate convection oven and a conventional lower oven, you're likely spending a bit less than buying 2 standalone units. However, if you only cook for 1 or 2 people and rarely need to bake multiple dishes at the same time, you might not harvest enough of those benefits to justify the extra cost. In that case, a single oven model could be a smarter spend. So who should seriously consider the ZLINE double-wall oven? If you're a family that frequently hosts dinner parties, enjoys holiday cooking, or just loves the flexibility of running a roast and a batch of desserts simultaneously, the dual oven layout will pay off. Home bakers who appreciate the even heat of convection for breads, pies, and pastries will also find the upper.